is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to episode number 56 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. I believe my count is correct. We are the podcast of two brothers that are former WWE employees that like to talk about wrestling and video games. And I am rocking a very nice shirt today. For those of you in the video version, you can see this was a birthday present from Mr. DMurph.
Yeah, one half. The other half is coming.
A Kenny Omega pop.
Yep.
Can't wait for it. I actually saw Kenny Omega, I think he was posting showing that like they're starting to ship to certain places already.
Yeah, I think they're starting to ship to different Hot Topics and stuff. I know the Cody figure just recently started shipping to GameStops and stuff, so.
Nice. But this is our Extreme Rules predictions episode, Extreme Rules predictions show. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run down Extreme Rules 2018, make all those predictions, see if you can hold on to this championship or if it's coming back home. Unlike England in the World Cup, I think this is actually coming home.
Very funny.
By the way, the third place match where England can try to win third place will be tomorrow, and then Croatia, France will be in the final on Sunday. World Cup's been good. But we don't talk about the World Cup. We talk about wrestling, and we talk about video games. So
I'm going to throw out one quick fun fact, though, because you reminded me by speaking about that.
What's that?
Viewership of the World Cup this year, as opposed to the last one 4 years ago in America, is down 70%.
Well, I'm not surprised given how the U.S.
doesn't have a team. Yeah.
The U.S. didn't make it, which kind of sucks. Is actually this World Cup has been actually pretty awesome. Just watching the games is pretty great.
I just find it hilarious, though, because it's clearly America is not that as big of fans of soccer as they are of just America.
Yeah, America. Hey to Hugo Consalves, who's in the chat, and he wants Croatia to win in the final. But anyway, let's get into discussing wrestling. We're going to do our Extreme Rules predictions first, and then we're going to try and like touch on a couple things that maybe happened this week. And then we're going to go into video games, talk about Fortnite Season 5 that just launched and all that stuff. Before we actually do our Extreme Rules predictions, we'd like to let's dedicate this episode of the podcast to memory of Vader.
Yep.
So it's unfortunate he lost his life last year, and he never really got the rub in WWE they deserved. And if I recall correctly, he has not been put in the WWE Hall of Fame yet. Or was he?
I don't remember. I don't think he has, but I know a lot of people have been talking more recently about having him be one of the big men to be inducted into the Hall of Fame soon.
I hope so.
And that was even before he had passed away. So now that he's just recently passed away, I wouldn't be surprised if it got pushed up to even this year.
Yes. Hugo Gonzalez believes that Extreme Rules will suck this year. If you look at the card, I'm honestly not too surprised that he has that point of view.
Full disclosure, I don't even know the full card.
All right, well, I'll run it down for you, but first, my light seems to be a little too extreme on my right on this side, so I'm going to fix that real quick. Here, why don't you read off the card?
All right.
While I do that.
So, we've got New Day versus Sanity in a tables match, which makes something else that happened this week even funnier that I don't know if you know about.
What's that?
Which is that apparently this week a bunch of WWE superstars dressed up as ECW legends and Kofi and Xavier dressed up as the Dudleys for it. We've got Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin, Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus the B Team for the Raw tag titles, Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No for the SmackDown tag titles, Hardy versus Nakamura for the U.S. title, Carmella versus Asuka for the SmackDown Live Women's title with Ellsworth in a shark cage. That worked so well with Enzo.
Yeah.
Alexa versus Nia in an Extreme Rules match for the Raw Women's title. Let's hope it's better than the last Women's Extreme Rules match we got. Ziggler versus Rollins in a 30-minute Iron Man match for the IC title. The Raw main event, basically, Reigns versus Lashley, and WWE title match of Styles versus Rusev, which hopefully, I'm just going to point out that other people have pointed out to me, hopefully this match with Styles and Rusev will be the main event, because...
I hope so. I hope to God it is, and it's not Reigns and Lashley.
Well, because of the fact that AJ Styles has held the WWE title for over 200 days, and he has only main evented one pay-per-view this year, and that was back in as champion with this run, and that was back in December.
So wait, what about the run? I'm sorry.
That if this ends up being a main event match on the card, that this will be the second time in over 200 days that AJ Styles will have
the WWE champion.
Yeah.
That's what I hate. The WWE Championship should go on last.
Especially seeing as how the people that they'd want it to go to is Brock Lesnar with the Universal Championship, but he's not around.
I don't know who that is or what that championship is.
He's that UFC guy.
Oh, that guy, the part-timer.
Yeah.
The part-timer that makes a lot of money. Anyway, Hawkeye thinks that this is going to be Rusev's breakout match. I hope so. Happy Rusev Day, by the way, to all of you.
Happy Rusev Day. I hate to point out, but a lot of people thought that about his U.S. title match with John Cena at WrestleMania.
Hey, that was good.
It was good, but look what happened to him after that.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
I know, but I'm saying a lot of people thought that was going to be the breakout match where he was going to start getting bigger and better shots after that.
He's got another chance.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm hoping.
Hugo Consalves says congrats to my girlfriend, not my wife, by the way. It was her birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, dear. And then Hawkeye thinks that if Kevin Owens wins, which he's not going to, Shania Twain should come out and sing a victory song for him. That'd be hilarious, but it wouldn't happen.
I would not mind Kevin Owens winning that match if he did it the way that I think would be the ultimate way to win a steel cage match.
And what's that?
The bell rings, you go up as if to do a handshake, and then do a swift kick to the nuts, and then quickly run to the door and have the ref open it and run out as quickly as you can.
Okay. So sort of like a pseudo, like Nakamura Jericho kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, kick, open the door, open it, open it, open it.
No.
Let me out, let me out.
All right, so let's start predicting this card. First match, believed to be on the pre-show, New Day versus Sanity. You are the champion. For those of you who don't know, we like to do predictions for this WWE Championship replica belt. Whoever gets the predictions right is the champion. The most predictions right is the champion out of the two of us, which is currently you. You get to defend. Champions' rules are that you get to make the prediction first, and that tie goes to you.
Yep.
As champion's advantage.
So I'm going to predict, because I don't know much about it, other than the fact that I know Sanity has recently come onto the scene and stuff. I'm going to go with Sanity.
Okay. I was thinking about Sanity, but honestly, they haven't really been booking Sanity too strong. Daniel Bryan actually pinned Derek Young in the middle of the ring on SmackDown Live in a 6-man tag match. So I want Sanity to win, but I'm going to actually go with New Day.
Was it a 6-man or a 10-man tag match?
Might have been a 10-man
because I know they recently did like a 10-man tag match.
I think that was... They did multiple tag matches on SmackDown. Maybe it was... I think it was a 10-man. I think it was...
Yeah, because that's the one thing I heard about this week. It was the New Day and Team Hell No.
It was the New Day and Team Hell No. Yes, it was a 10-man, 5 people on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus versus Sanity and the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
So you're going to go with Sanity. I'm going to go with New Day.
Yeah.
It could probably go either which way, but I'm going to go with New Day.
Yeah.
I think Sanity should win because they're the up-and-coming team. They could use momentum. But New Day is also one of the hottest things in wrestling and has been in the last 5 years.
You know what I think?
And I don't know if they would hand them a loss to Sanity, especially the way I've been seeing Sanity be booked since they came into the...
Well, I would love to see the deciding
roster.
The deciding factor in this match be a finally debuting on the main roster Nikki Cross.
That would be a good way to get Nikki Cross in. Nikki Cross comes in and is the reason why somebody's put through a table.
Yeah, exactly. So
I could see that happening, but I'm gonna go with New Day because I need those different picks and I need that stuff. And just the way I've seen them booked, unless that Nikki Cross thing happens, I think New Day's gonna win.
Which I would love to have happen, but we'll see.
Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Finn Balor too.
Although I have to say I do like Corbin's new look.
Yeah, he looks good with his head shaved. I don't know if I like the character Constable Corbin.
I don't know if I like the character, but I like the head shave, and I also like how the outfit he's wrestling in.
He's wearing a suit.
Yeah, he's wearing like a suit with like a vest. Like
he's basically become Corporate Kane.
Yeah,
he's basically the new Corporate Kane.
But you know what? He's rocking it.
Yeah. Any reason why you think Balor is going to beat Corbin?
because I just think that Balor is the one that they're trying to keep above
Yeah.
head, and especially with Corbin's character right now, he can afford a loss.
Yeah, I think Balor's character is the one that really needs a win and needs to move up on the card, so I agree.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens, the steel cage match.
Not the steel cage. No, not Kevin Owens. Braun Strowman's going to win that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Braun Strowman, too. I don't see Kevin winning this. He's got no help. Sami Zayn is hurt. Braun's just going to steamroll him. The whole story has been him. The only way I see it happening is if he wins by accident trying to run away from Braun Strowman. And then he will get destroyed.
I was going to say, or if he gets the Steve Austin Big Show treatment.
Yeah, which isn't possible, I don't think, with the way that the cage is done. Unless you want to make it look really cool with Lesnar and Reigns, and you just zip tie an entire portion of the steel cage to the rest of it.
Yeah, basically.
Raw Tag Team title match. The Leaders of Worlds versus the B Team.
You see, I want it to be the Deleter of Worlds, but I think it's going to be the B Team.
You think it's going to be the B Team?
Yeah, because they're undefeated and they're hot like crazy right now.
I'm going to go with the Deleters of Worlds. I don't think they lose the titles to the B Team. While the B Team is hot, I don't think they would take the championships off Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt so soon, because it's like their first true title defense since they've won the tag titles, I believe.
I think they may have had one tag title defense before, just not on a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. I just hope that whatever happens next is the Revival coming up after it, because they've been pushed strong lately on Raw. So
yeah, because I think the Deleters of Worlds are kind of like where Breezango was last year, where they're very entertaining, but I don't think they're going to give them that extra win. And then I think the Revival as heels against the Deleters of Worlds as faces, I think that's a very great dynamic instead of having like the B Team against the Revival, because I feel like the B Team, they're plucky underdogs, but I feel like if you want to build the Revival right, I think you would have to have them steamroll through the B Team on the way to the championships. And then how does that make the championships look? How does it make the Deleters of Worlds look?
Well, you see, the reason I think it might be the B Team is because their whole thing has been, for some reason, they just can't be beat. And a lot of it seems to be out of, luck and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I could see it easily being as they ride this luck all the way to the titles, and then the Revival come in and they're like, no. You've just been lucky this whole time. We've been good this whole time. We're coming and we're taking those titles. And I could see, if they do it right, Revival coming up, facing them, taking the titles, and then maybe going on a longer title run.
We'll see, because I don't think it's time to pull the plug on the titles from the Deleters of Worlds yet. I think if you're going to have them drop the belts to somebody, drop them people who are going to have much longer staying power and who you can give a better rub to. I do think that Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas do need like something for their careers, and this could be a good moment for them, but I just... the fact that it's Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, and if the Revival are waiting in the wings, I think the Deleters of Worlds versus the Revival is a better matchup in the future, and I don't have faith in the writers to pull the trigger on Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Yeah, but this is also WWE writing staff in general.
Yeah, they historically have not done this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm picking Deleters of Worlds.
But they have on occasion done stuff like this just to be like, LOL. I don't know. I think B Team's going to win it. But also, I have not been watching much Raw, and I am very sleep deprived. So,
SmackDown Tag Team titles are next. The Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No.
I'm going with Team Hell No.
Yeah, that's a no. I feel like that's a no-brainer, unless for some reason they want to turn the Kane on Daniel Bryan into a singles rivalry. They're giving the belts to Team Hell No.
Would you say it's a hell no-brainer?
So I'm going to be doing this podcast solo for the rest. You're just going to forfeit the rest of your predictions, and I'm just going to take this championship.
Well, that's not how the rules work, but I'll gladly finish my predictions and then take a nap.
Yeah, so I think we're in agreement. Bludgeon Brothers, they haven't really done what people thought they were going to do since they came back, and their title run has been very subpar, very not good.
Yeah. And
Team Hell No giving them a title run before Kane goes off to become the mayor of his town or whatever.
Yeah.
And before Bryan potentially walks off to somewhere else with his contracts over, they're going to give him the tag titles.
You want to know a fun fact about that?
I know he's scheduled for house shows. He's apparently being advertised for house shows in December, so people don't know whether or not he signed an extension or not.
Well, that as well as other events, but last I heard, he hadn't signed an extension yet. But the funny thing I'm going to point out is, do you know what the actual date that his contract with WWE expires is?
Right before All In, isn't it?
The day of All In. That is the day his contract with WWE expires, is September 1st, the day of All In.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the reason Cody Rhodes did that.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. title match: Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm gonna go. You know what?
Yeah, this is a tough one, right?
Well, the main reason it's a tough one for me is because of other title changes going on. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Nakamura.
Okay.
I think after all the crap that they did with him and AJ, he needs something, or else he's just gonna sink.
I agree.
And Jeff Hardy's also that kind of character where they could just basically throw him into pretty much anything and it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I think so. I think I'm gonna agree with you. I kind of wanted to pick Jeff Hardy, but I want to see Hardy and Nakamura go longer. I have a longer program, and I think in order to do that, you have Nakamura win, and then Hardy fight back. And I think
use his rematch clause.
Yeah, I think we both just want Nakamura to win a title. So I think I agree with you. Nakamura finally gets his championship. Maybe Jeff wins back at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Raw women's title, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. I think this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, Alexa.
Alexa's going to win because you know for a fact that they're building towards Alexa versus Ronda for SummerSlam.
And let's just hope...
This is an Extreme Rules match, by the way.
Let's just hope that this Extreme Rules match with the women is better than the last one they did, which was Bliss versus Bayley, in which there was a kendo stick that I believe wasn't even used or was used once, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, that's because that was when they butchered Bayley's character. I don't think they're going to do the same thing with Nia. SmackDown Women's Tag Title match. Carmella versus Asuka. Stipulation.
Want to say that again?
Carmella versus Asuka.
You said SmackDown Women's Title Tag match.
Oh, sorry. SmackDown Live Women's Title match. Sorry. Carmella versus Asuka. The stipulation, James Ellsworth in a shark cage. Yay.
So you think he's going to lube himself up like Enzo did and just slide out of the cage?
I hope not, but probably.
Yeah. I'm going with Carmella.
Yeah?
I think they're just going to keep riding Mella is money. I think after Asuka losing to Charlotte and then all the stuff they've been doing with Ellsworth, it's not going to be Asuka winning the title from her. If she's going to lose it anytime soon, it'll probably be at SummerSlam.
You don't think Asuka would maybe win and then Charlotte comes calling for the SmackDown title and we get a WrestleMania rematch between those two at SummerSlam? Except roles are reversed?
No, because then Carmella would still need her rematch, and you know that
maybe she gets it on
SummerSlam.
On a SmackDown during the weeks. Maybe it's a triple threat match.
No, because with the way that character is, champion gets to decide on when they get their rematch, and you know she'd want to do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying for a story type, you never know. She could...
SummerSlam is in New York. That's where Carmella's from.
That's a good point. All right, yeah, I'll go with... What if Asuka wins, though, and we get Carmella versus Asuka, but Asuka is the championship?
It's possible.
I'm trying to think. Because this one I'm undecided on. It's like... The only reason why Ellsworth really cost Asuka the title was because she was, like, surprised. She didn't expect him. Now that she expects him and he's in the shark cage match, he's in the shark cage, like... But then again, I also expect him to maybe get free and cause some tomfoolery that protects Asuka. Because if Asuka's going to lose, because of that tomfoolery of the shark cage.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be Enzo that causes the distraction now. He'll come in the ring, start singing about his consensual penis.
Oh,
and Asuka will be like, what?
Can I not get... Can we not get an E rating? Or can we,
I'm sorry.
You do realize,
I'm sorry.
You do realize we got our advertising, our monetization on YouTube a couple weeks ago actually got cut. Because of some choice words that you repeatedly used.
I'm sorry, but when that whole thing happened, you said that phrase at least 20 times.
What did I say? Consensual penis?
Yes. And now you're saying that's bad for me to say, and you're flat out saying it?
You know what? God, it's gonna be Carmella if I pick Asuka.
So then pick Asuka.
I want to pick different from you, but I want Asuka to friggin' win this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Carmella.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with you and go with Carmella. We differ on 2 different matches, and we might differ on another one. So, next one, Intercontinental Championship match: Ziggler versus Rollins. It's a 30-minute Iron Man match, which basically is dumb because if it's not gonna be 60 minutes, it shouldn't be an Iron Man match. But okay.
Are you calling the match that Sasha and Bailey had dumb?
Women don't know, not to sound like a jerk, but women aren't normally allotted 30 minutes to wrestle.
Just saying, though.
Men normally are. Like, that's almost a standard singles men's pay-per-view match.
Almost, but they don't have an hour for them.
Then don't make it an Iron Man match. Make it another stipulation.
All right. I think it's fine. I don't know who's going to win this. I'm going to say... Why not? I'm going to say Ziggler retains.
You say Ziggler retains?
Yep.
Not Monday Night Rollins?
No, because I think Ziggler retains either because of Drew or because of surprise return by Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose? Yeah, because I want Rollins to win, and then maybe you get Ambrose versus Rollins at SummerSlam for the IC title, but then what do you do with Dolph?
Yeah.
And what do you do with Drew at SummerSlam? Because if you can do Rollins versus Ambrose without the Sans title, but Ziggler would need somebody. And you could probably do Ziggler versus Balor for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I want Rollins to win because I would like to see Rollins versus
Ambrose for the title.
But I think it's going to be Ziggler. So I agree with you. The match everybody wants to hear about, Reigns versus Lashley.
Brock Lesnar, because he's not defending his title.
Funny.
Reigns.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why not Lashley? People have been talking about it being Lashley at SummerSlam. Why don't you think Lashley?
Because everything Lashley has done since he's come back has basically been a dud, and they've been riding Reigns for a while and making him the strongest guy on the roster.
Yep. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you there with Reigns. So I guess we're only going to differ on 2. Maybe I should switch over to Asuka so that way we differ on 3 different matches.
Okay.
No, I'll keep it where I am. We differ on 2 different matches. That's enough. Styles versus Rusev for the WWE Championship.
I think it's going to be Styles.
Yeah. I don't think AJ loses this match and don't put the title on Rusev going into SummerSlam. I would love to see Rusev win the title. And it's awesome that Rusev is finally in a WWE Championship match.
That's what I was going to say. Let me say, I hope Rusev wins the title, but I'm not going to predict that he will because I don't think he will.
Yes. So, just going over our predictions. You have Sanity, I have New Day in their tables match. We both have Balor over Corbin. We both have Strowman over Owens. I have the Leaders of Worlds. You have the B Team and the Raw Tag Team titles. We both have Team Hell No over the Bludgeon Brothers. We both have Nakamura winning the U.S. title from Hardy. We both have Carmella retaining against Asuka. We both have Alexa retaining against Nia. We both have Ziggler retaining against Rollins. We both have Reigns beating Lashley. We both have Styles defeating Rusev and retaining his WWE Championship. So the only... We see, basically, you see both tag titles changing hands, and I only see one tag title changing hands, and we both see the U.S. title changing hands.
Yeah.
So so I have 2 titles changing hands on the night, you have 3.
Yep.
So, may the best man win. Just a reminder that the review show for Extreme Rules will not be happening next week, as I will be on vacation and you'll be busy. It should be happening the week after. I'll either be by myself or I will be with a special co-host to help drive the podcast in 2 weeks, as DMurph will be away. He'll be busy for like the next 3 weeks after that, or next 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, I'm working next weekend, and then I'm away for a wedding the following weekend, and then not long after that, I'm going away for 2 weeks to Florida. So. Mm-hmm.
And that is also, by the way, Also, do not forget to join the Discord server because we have our viewer predictions channel for Super Grab Bros on the Murpho Discord server. And you guys can make your predictions about who you think is going to win what match. I'll put down the match card and our individual predictions after the show. And then we will take those predictions, see who got the most matches predicted right, and we will shout you out if you got the most right out of all the viewers. And then if you beat me or DMurph in predictions, we will also shout you out. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. And by the way, I'd also like to say Hawkeye, KJ, thank you for the follow. Yes, yes, yes. So that's it for Extreme Rules. Anything else in the wrestling world you would like to discuss before maybe we transition things over to video games?
205 Live this week was pretty good.
Okay.
Cedric Alexander successfully defended his title against Hideo Itami. I didn't get to watch it, but apparently NXT this week was pretty good. Undisputed Era won their tag titles back from Mustache Mountain.
As expected.
And Ciampa viciously attacked Aleister Black in the back after Aleister had a brief talk with Johnny Gargano. Like he did, you know what he did to Gargano to beat Gargano in their last match?
The DDT onto the exposed
wood. The suspended DDT onto the exposed wood. He did that on the exposed concrete floor to Aleister Black.
Ooh, fun.
So yeah,
yikes. Hi to Lasoscope, by the way, who's from the saying hello from the High Res HQ in the chat.
And there was also a pretty awesome match. At least I thought it was pretty awesome. Apparently other people aren't as high on it. That happened this last weekend, I believe, over in California, from a little promotion called New Japan, in which Kenny Omega defended the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against
Cody.
Don't call him Rhodes, Cody.
Kenny versus Cody.
And it was I loved the psychology of the match.
I heard it was really good. I still need to watch it.
Yeah, Brandy was down with Cody, and the Young Bucks were down there with Kenny. And there were several points in the match where the Young Bucks were going up to Kenny and Cody, telling them both, "Stop! You're still
You're
friends.
killing each other."
Like there was one point in the match where Cody put Kenny on a table on the outside of the ring, and then brought what had to be at least a 12 to 15-foot ladder and set it up inside the ring, and was getting set to jump off the ladder from the inside of the ring onto Kenny on a table on the outside of the ring. And the Young Bucks were pleading with him not to do it. And then Kenny quickly rushed up and was setting up to superplex Cody from inside the ring on the ladder to the outside of the ring through the table, and they were pleading with him not to. And then Cody just superplexed him off the ladder into the ring, and I don't know how either of them are alive after that spot. Like, wow. Kenny was easily at least 15 to 20 feet in the air, superplexed.
Jesus. Yeah, I definitely gotta watch that, and I definitely have to watch it. It was last week on 205, not New Japan related, but last week on 205 Live was Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali, right?
Yes.
So those are the two matches that I have to make sure that I watch.
I got to watch that. God damn, is that a good match.
Yeah, but before we get too far away from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the big story wasn't exactly the match of Kenny versus Cody or who won. It was more what happened after the fact, which was Tama Tonga, an original Bullet Club member, came out with his brother and his father, Haku.
King Haku.
And they beat down all of the Bullet Club.
Yep.
And it looks like we might get a Tama Tonga versus Kenny Omega, IWGP, like Samoans versus Bullet Club, IWGP title
They're
rivalry.
Still Bullet Club members. That's the funny thing.
So they're split. So it might be like Bullet Club versus Elite. Like maybe the Elite will split off, or maybe it'll be like a Bullet Club Civil War. Are they going to become the Bullet Club Wolfpack?
Well, the funny thing about it is they were wearing
or maybe they'll become the
shirts.
SWO, the Samoan World Order.
They did rip their shirts or take them off, whatever they wanted to do, and revealed that they wore shirts underneath that said Firing Squad, and it was all in red and had the Bullet Club logo and stuff on the bottom. So
okay. Lasoscope says that Kenny Cody was good, not great. The title matches leading up to it were spectacular. The matches are in the match. So maybe I'll have to watch the whole G1 climax at some point while I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it while I'm sitting in my bed on my oceanfront view.
There you go.
God, I can't wait to get on vacation.
God, don't blame me.
Wait.
But I know one fun fact is I know Kenny recently did a 2-part interview with Jim Ross on his podcast. And
Who did?
Kenny.
Okay, I thought you said Kenny. I just wanted to make sure.
And one of the things that he had apparently said is apparently one of the people he wants to give the next title defense to is Coda.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Golden Lovers.
Awesome to see them beat the crap out of each other.
Has Coda had an IWGP World Title match yet? I don't think he has. Yeah,
That's why he wants to do it.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he said is one of the main things he wants to do while champion is to give a bunch of people that he feels deserves title shots.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Exactly.
Very good. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega is the wrestler that we all deserve.
Yep.
And need right now.
Yep.
He is both. He is Harvey Dent and Batman. All in one. But not Two-Face. Not yet. Except maybe when you think about that Terminator entrance where half his face was a machine, because then he kind of was like Two-Face.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I'm going off in places.
Yeah.
I like Kenny Omega, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Really nothing else, I don't think, in the world of wrestling that's been going on this week. We discussed Vader's unfortunate passing. We did the Extreme Rules prediction. We did where we kind of touched on what was going on with Raw and SmackDown there. We talked NXT, 205 Live. We talked New Japan.
There have been some people that are starting to be named for the Mae Young Classic.
There we go.
The biggest name of which is former WWE superstar and I believe former Divas champion Caitlyn.
Yes, Caitlyn was a Divas champion.
Yeah, so she is returning to be part of the Mae Young Classic in this 32-person tournament.
Nice.
So it'll be interesting to see.
I wonder how far she'll go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see also who else ends up in the tournament. I'm really hoping we see the returns of people like Toni Storm and Piper Niven and such in the tournament because they were really good, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll get the other 4 horsewomen in it because they've signed WWE contracts and have been training at the Performance Center.
That'd be cool.
I wouldn't complain.
Or they could just show up and help Shayna Baszler just destroy the rest of the NXT women's roster.
Yeah, but I could also see them being like, this is our introduction of them into the company. They're in the Mae Young Classic. And there's their friend, who's the NXT Women's Champion, sitting there cheering them on.
Who pretty much destroys anyone that tries to face her in a match.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing. Apparently, this upcoming week on NXT, we're getting a fatal 4-way match between the women. And if I remember correctly, it's Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Candice LeRae versus Bianca Belair. And whoever wins becomes the #1 contender for the women's championship.
I kind of want it to be Kairi Sane, but I think it's going to end up being Candice LeRae.
I would like it to be Candice, but I don't. It might be her. I'm just not sure when it will be that they'll have Candice versus Shayna at what's it called, that takeover. I feel like it might be Kairi gets the win and has a match, and they set up to do a storyline between like Candice and Bianca Belair in the meantime or something. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, we will wait, and we will certainly see eventually in time.
And quick side note, what happened to the idea of the Cruiserweights getting their tag titles? Just a funny thing that I've noticed has not happened.
Maybe it's been put on hold for now.
Probably.
I don't know. There was one other thing, wasn't there? Didn't you mention to me before we went live that a certain wrestling organization that is not WWE has booked an event at the world's most famous arena?
No. 2 organizations working together.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, apparently just yesterday it was announced that ROH and New Japan are doing a joint G1 special event at Madison Square Garden this upcoming April.
We got to get tickets.
Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm. It'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure if it's ROH plus New Japan, it's the matches and the talent that are going to be there. It's going to be incredible. Unless WWE like poaches a ton of talent come January Royal Rumble time, like they tend to do.
Yeah, let me just double check this because I know it's been tweeted about like crazy. Scrolling through. Yep, just announced. Ring of Honor and New Japan to bring their G1 Supercard to the Garden Saturday, April 6th, 2019. Tickets go on sale Friday, August 10th. So those are gonna sell out real
August
quick.
10th?
Yep, they go on sale.
Man, I might not have them. I might have money at the time for the. Well, I might have money to get tickets.
Yep.
When they launch, I might have to get them off scalpers.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Pardon me. Or third-party sites.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting. That'll be a thing that we'll be looking forward to. I'm sure they'll make a big deal about it. I'm sure it'll get aired on New Japan World probably.
Probably, yeah.
Cool. So I believe that's it for the wrestling.
I believe so.
Yes. So we're going to transition over to the video games. And the big news in video games this week is that Fortnite has launched their new season.
Yeah.
I know you're not big on Fortnite, but whatever. Fortnite Season 5 has launched. And for those of you who remember, the rocket launched last week or like 2 weeks ago about. And a giant rift was put into the sky. And well, now it seems like those are time-space rifts because parts of Earth from all different time frames are getting warped into the map. One of the farm areas has been turned into a golf course. One of the mountainous areas, one of the mountains originally just had one house atop of it. Now there's a Viking village with waterfalls and a Viking ship on it. The entire lower right corner of the map, which used to have Moisty Mire in it, is now a desert area, similar to almost like Route 66-esque kind of place. And there are other different changes as well. So it's almost as if different things are getting warped in. So it'll be interesting to see how things evolve. New things also is that there are now also warps in the map that you can run into and interact with or whatever, and it puts you in the air, teleports you into the air. So say you're pinned down by somebody and they have the high ground, you can run into a warp and the warp will have you above the person. You can shoot down on them as you fall and maybe land on top of their structure and kind of turn the tide of the high ground battle.
Interesting.
Which will be very interesting. There is also golf carts.
Yep.
Which you can now drive. So the Fortnite finally has its first ever drivable vehicle, something that
Neat.
A lot of people, especially people who came from PUBG, had criticized Fortnite for, was the fact that they had no vehicles. And it's fun. It's a little clunky to drive around, but I mean it's a battle royale game. It's not a driving game. And I have seen guys, streamers like Ninja and whatnot, fool around in squads with it, because you can have people get into the extra seats and shoot, and just driving around and causing chaos, being hard to hit, and just taking down people's structures and crashing into people's structures and stuff like that.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I know that they have those rocket launchers that if you do it right, you can shoot and ride on top of the rocket, right?
Yeah, rocket ride.
Now, do you think it'd be possible, and if so, how long it will be until we see someone ride on a rocket with a golf cart full of people?
You would have to try very hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What you would essentially what you would have to do is, in order to attempt it, you have to get a bounce trap. Build a floor platform somewhere, put a bounce trap there, then drive the cart onto the bounce trap and time the launch time into the air that the cart gets with the rocket. It's very hard.
I believe.
But if somebody pulls it off, it would be amazing.
So
and if somebody doesn't pull it off and they blow up their teammates in the golf cart, I would also like to see that, because that would be hilarious.
Exactly. If you see anyone attempting this, please tag us.
Yes.
This is one of the few things I say, tag me in.
Yes. And also now weekly challenges, which helps you get experience points and battle stars for the battle pass. You don't need a actual full-on season battle pass in order to do the weekly challenges. You can just get them now and can do them for your regular non-tiered actual there's the silver battle pass where you get rewards every couple levels up to level 25 or something, and then there's the full battle pass that you have to spend money or V-Bucks on, and you don't need that one that you spend money on to do weekly challenges anymore. Also, another change is that there are two more skins like in season 4 from the tier 1, which is Drift, which is this ninja type guy.
Okay.
Where he looks like he's got the ninja half black mask, where it's the black that goes here over his mouth.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And he's got blonde hair, but over time he'll get a fox mask, and he'll get ninja robes and whatnot as you level up the skin. And then you've got the I think it's the Ragnarok is the name of the other skin. which is the one you get for level 100, and he's a Viking dude. He almost looks like Viking Kratos kind of, but over time he gets like Viking like outfits, like skins and furs, and he gets a mask himself, and then like at the ultimate tier, like his mask like glows like blue flames or whatever and stuff like that. And season 4, the way it was, you had to get to certain levels during that season, and people were saying it was very hard. It made things very grindy. So Epic changed that, and now with the skins for season 5, you just have to get experience, and it doesn't count towards this season. So like it's like get 10,000, 25, 50, 100, 200,000 experience. You don't have to get that 200,000 experience in season 5. Right. It could be season 6, it could be season 7, and you can still be making progress towards upgrading those skins.
There you go. You see, with the Ragnarok, I had heard the name, but I hadn't actually seen him. So, all right.
I think, do we have images of him somewhere? That's him right there.
Oh,
that's him all decked out on the left, and that's the fox mask that the Drifter gets.
I have seen that guy. Yeah, but okay.
So, there's that stuff, and then I think there's one more thing. Apparently, Switch version gets more motion controls, and I believe that's it for most of the major changes coming to season 5 of Fortnite. So we'll click out of these, and then we'll move on. There's some new Bungie news for Destiny. There's a new update coming to Destiny.
It's called Destiny Infinite.
No, it's not. I'm thinking of Bioshock.
Actually, I was thinking of Halo, but
apparently they've changed bounties. Bounties are going to eventually, some bounties are going to start having some like time frames and expiration dates. You buy bounties with Glimmer. Apparently the bounties are going to start giving you more and more rewards, and the rewards are going to increase with the release of Forsaken, which is coming out as well. Cool, and also they said that apparently you can get and earn bounties just by killing people, killing like enemies in the wild. Like you'll kill things and then a bounty will activate.
Wow, all right.
Which will be interesting. The other interesting thing, let's see. They did some like what's the phrase I'm looking for? Something of life.
Something of life?
What's it called? What is the word I'm freaking looking for? Like it was here. Quality of life. Quality of life improvements. Quality of life improvements. For example, the blackout thing in which is like Halo's version of skulls. It's like a challenge type modifier.
Yeah.
For strikes, the damage that does has we'll now see a reduction in damage based on your Guardian's power level, which is good because a lot of people were complaining that if you did a hive strike that had blackout, basically any thrall could one punch kill you.
Yeah.
So that was a problem.
Yep. I would say so.
Yeah. And apparently grounded in glass will also be far less punishing as well. And then the last thing is that the prismatic matrix is getting put on hold until Forsaken gets launched.
Okay.
The prismatic matrix was this thing where every time like you had like these selections of like 6 cosmetics, and you would get this free thing every week, and you could use it and it would unlock one of those 6 cosmetics. But if every time you leveled up that week and used one of your bright engrams, if you got one of those items, or if you've received one of those items in the past, they'd be blacked out, so you can't get a duplicate in the prismatic matrix. So it's like, say there's this like exotic emote that you really want, but like there's also these sparrows in there and like these weapon skins and stuff like that. If you've already gotten that stuff in the past, they'll be blacked out, so you can't get a duplicate, and that gives you a better chance of getting that emote.
Well, that's cool.
But they're putting this whole thing on hold. Apparently it hasn't been received as well, or has some kinks to be worked out, and I guess they're going to relaunch it with Forsaken. And the other Destiny news this week is that they've announced their new PvP mode in Destiny 2, which is called Breakthrough, which since you are such an Overwatch fan, you will be familiar with this game mode. Actually, it's very similar to what Overwatch does, where one team is on the attack, one team's on the defense. They have to capture a point, and then they have to escort a payload to the end point. It's very similar to that, except the capture point either team can capture, and then whichever team captures it, it escorts the payload. Okay. So it's not one team on defense the whole time, and one team on attack the whole time.
So at what point during this new game mode does a murder hamster come into play?
I don't know, but I'll be excited because I've heard rumors that it's actually a reincarnation of Cade 6. So,
okay, I would not mind seeing a murder hamster Cade 6,
especially by Nathan Fillion.
I was gonna say, especially if it's still voiced by Nathan Fillion,
which we've actually got Nathan Fillion stuff to talk about later too. But yeah, basically what it is both teams have what's known as a vault. I guess that's like going to be where either team spawns, and there's going to be like a capture point in the middle of the map. You fight over the capture point. If you capture it, you then have to escort this thing over to your opponent's vault to win the match. If you lose the capture point, you have to defend and prevent the other team from bringing that escorted thing over to your vault.
Okay, well, I'm about to help everyone out. Choose Torbjorn, build a turret on the payload. You're welcome.
I don't think that's how that's going to work. It's a different game. There's no Torbjorn.
There should be, though. Okay.
There isn't.
Okay, fine. Then just choose Symmetra, because with her new build, you could teleport without it being an ultimate. So you can just teleport.
There's no Symmetra either. There's classes that you can play as that have abilities, but there's no characters.
This is sounding less and less fun.
Hey! She's not your precious Overwatch.
It's fun, though.
Overwatch is good, but it's just because it's not Overwatch.
It's a lot of fun. It's got a murder hamster and a murder gorilla, and they used to be friends in space.
Used to be friends? You mean they're not friends anymore?
Well, they haven't seen each other in years.
Well, I'd imagine they're still friends. Just because you haven't seen somebody in years doesn't mean you're no longer a friend with them.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that counts for hamsters and apes as well as humans.
Even if you don't think the other person's alive still?
I'm sure once he finds out Ham's not dead that they'll be friends again.
Okay, true. But then again, the hamster did go on a murder spree.
If you think one of our friends is dead for years and they come back and be like, I'm alive, it turned out I survived, your first reaction is going to be what? Punch him in the face?
It might be if they're like, I'm alive. By the way, I spent the last several years in a metal hamster ball just killing endless numbers of people until I found you by accident. Because I might be like, you're a murderer.
But he says by accident.
No, finding you by accident.
And if he's a cute little hamster,
it might be a little bit more forgiving, but he's still going to jail. He's still murdered a lot of people.
Murder hamster. That sounds like an 80s metal band, by the way.
Note to self and name Murder Hamster.
All right, moving on to our next story. Final Fantasy 14 and Monster Hunter, they're getting a crossover. It was announced at E3 that the Behemoth, which is that giant, creature in Final Fantasy, is a staple in Final Fantasy. He has the giant horns and giant horns, big teeth, massive jaw, messes crap up in Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy 14 version of that is going to be coming to Monster Hunter World, and there's a trailer out, so go check it out. And it's going to come in a free update on August 1st.
Very
so
nice.
In 2 weeks.
You see, they're learning from Overwatch. They're doing free stuff for people instead of charging them for everything.
And then I meant to tack this on to the Fortnite news, but I had forgotten, so we're getting back to it now. Apparently, Epic Games is becoming a lot more lenient and generous when it comes to profits off of the use of the Unreal Engine, because Epic, as you know, owns the Unreal Engine, but because they're making so much money hand over fist with Fortnite, they've actually allowed let me read this. Profits from its Unreal Engine marketplace, the publisher announced this week. Those who sell products on the marketplace will now keep 88%. With Epic now keeping a 12% cut. So like they've increased the amount of profits that people make by selling stuff on the Unreal marketplace. So it has nothing to do with the Unreal Engine. So ignore that first part.
Okay.
But still, Epic's being more generous with people who are using their Unreal marketplace, which is cool. That's that story. We've got new Pokemon are coming to Pokemon Go. You know, if people still play that. A recent leak has revealed that third generation Pokemon, like Niken and its 2 evolutions, will be in. Smeargle, the second gen non-legendary holdout, is finally going to be in the game. And then there will also be Jirachi, the tiny, adorable mythical Pokemon that premiered in Generation 3, and Deoxys, whose multiple forms allow it to straddle high defense and offense. Each of the 4 Deoxys forms have been found in the game data. So they will be coming soon. No release date yet because, it's not an official announcement. It came via leaks. But those Pokemon will be coming.
All right.
And then Hearthstone has its next expansion coming up. It's around the character card Dr. Boom.
Scroll up. Okay, can I make a quick prediction before you say anything else?
What?
It's going to be Robot Chicken based.
No.
Okay. Just that image reminds me of Robot Chicken.
But the name of the new expansion is called the Boomsday Project, and it comes out August 7th. There will be, 135 new cards with 9 new legendary spells. You can pre-purchase a 50-pack bundle of new cards and an exclusive card back for $50, and players will also be able to buy an 80-pack bundle for $80.
Very nice.
And it comes with the Mecha Jeraxus Warlock hero as well.
Cool.
Hearthstone news for Hearthstone fans. And then let's get to some Uncharted news. There's a pair of Uncharted news. One of the guys who works at Naughty Dog revealed that there's that when you play a Uncharted game,
Jinx.
Nathan Drake never really gets shot until the moment he actually, dies and you get a game over and have to restart. According to them, Nathan Drake actually suffers all of these near misses, which is what causes the screen to bleed red.
Because you're running low on luck.
Because you're running low on luck, and basically he's lucking out of getting hit.
Now you see, there's one little bit of an issue I have to say with them, which is I don't know if that's necessarily true, because he's got to have the greatest luck in the world for some of the stuff I've seen him take damage from, which is almost point blank range shot from a shotgun and still surviving.
Yeah, some people have said like, oh, so an RPG explodes right in front of his cover and he just lucks away from the burning.
Yeah, you see, with things like that, he's just propelled away from the explosion by the force of it.
Propulsed?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
Launched?
I may be concussed. I don't know anymore.
I don't think you're concussed. But...
But I mean, like with the shotgun, I guess they could come up with the idea of, oh yeah, they just happen to come out in a Nathan Drake shaped hole in all the little pellets that come out of the shotgun shell.
Yeah, and that was an interesting Freudian slip that you had there.
Yep.
Almost saying Nathan Fillion. It's the second mention of Nathan Fillion around Uncharted because Nathan Fillion, if we are to be believed, is going to announce on Monday that he is going to be joining the cast of the Uncharted game.
Sorry, I got a phone call from someone on my personal cell that may be someone calling to see if I'm a hospital again.
If you're a hospital?
Yeah, apparently for a while there was a hospital that had a similar number to mine. So every now and then I get a call. Is this the hospital?
Oh, that's
no.
That's unfortunate.
I advise you do 911, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, Nathan Fillion posted yesterday a photo of Drake, the singer, the performer, along with the Latin saying, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but the Latin saying was from the Uncharted series and the date of Monday. And then today, he made another post on his Instagram with the same date of Monday, and this time it was a table with a bunch of maps and like explorer-like equipment and a magnifying glass and everything.
You heard it here first, folks. Nathan Fillion is going to be starring in Indiana Jones 5 when it comes out in 2021.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that. As we know, there is a movie based on the Uncharted series.
In development.
We know that Tom Holland apparently has been cast as a young Drake, so now we're expecting a regular or older Drake to be cast by Nathan Fillion, or Nathan Fillion casted in that role. So a lot of people are thinking they might adapt Uncharted 3, or maybe it'll just be something where Nathan Drake is maybe a little older than that, and they're doing flashbacks back and forth to like young Drake and current Drake and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm mostly waiting to see who they cast as Sully in the movie.
Yes. And then our last piece of gaming news today is ArenaNet apparently folded like a cheap card of tables, says the lady who was fired. We all remember. You want to
run by that again?
Folded like a cheap card table.
Yeah.
Card of tables. Yes, I know what I said.
Is that the new spinoff of Game of Thrones? Card of tables?
I meant like House of Cards, but like, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Jessica Price, who was fired last week for that tweet that we mentioned, she went into more detail about why she was fired and what happened when she was fired. She was apparently called into a room. Her manager was on vacation. So they had another manager there, an HR rep, and I think it's Mike O'Brien is the name of one of the head of ArenaNet who is there. I'm trying to find the actual name. You keep hitting your microphone, by the way.
You keep hitting your microphone.
I do not keep hitting my microphone. I'm trying to find it in the story that we've got here from Polygon.com, by the way. Where is it? Yeah, Mike O'Brien. Okay, so Mike O'Brien, they pulled him in the room, and apparently Mike O'Brien was not happy. They gave her a chance, apparently, actually, she wasn't given. Here's what she said about the interaction. She said, "I was given no opportunity to argue my case. My manager was on vacation. O'Brien spent some time insisting that developers must be friends with the company's customers, and that it was unacceptable to say that we aren't. Even when we are not on the clock, he told me I'd look. Even when we're not on the clock, he told me I'd look back and regret this because we were doing great work, and I'd ruined it." And with regards to having a good relationship with the company and the community,
you're not doing a good job.
I think them firing her made it worse, made it far worse. I think if they had just said they had disciplined her, that they had spoken to her, it would have been fine.
As someone who played literally thousands of hours of Guild Wars, this kind of stuff is making me go, well, I was considering buying some Guild Wars 2 expansions and getting back into it and everything.
But now I just don't care.
But now I'm not going to spend my money on
I don't
you
trust
guys.
Arena as a company anymore. I don't trust them to treat their employees right. Now, she did continue and say the whole thing was highly unprofessional. There was zero reason for him to be there. He wanted to vent his anger, and he had the power to command a woman to stand there while he took his feelings out on her. So he did. Then he walked out. The manager got my stuff for my desk, and the HR person asked for my key card.
And this is why most professions should have unions.
Yeah.
Because if they did, this kind of crap would not happen, and Mike O'Brien would be paying a lot of money out of his pocket for treating her that way.
Yeah, it's not right. I mean, some of what Price said almost made it sound like she thinks that Mike O'Brien took it out on her because she was a woman or something like that. Like, some of her quotes might be construed. I don't think that's the case. I just think they basically saw somebody being mean to their community, and Mike O'Brien just lost his crap and just decided to fire her. I think she might not have been in the right to say things as she did to that person, but I don't think she deserved to lose her job for it. She also went on to mention about how when she got brought on to ArenaNet, they talked about how they were an inclusive company, that they were going to let you be your own person, be independent, that you wouldn't have to worry about repercussions for things you did on social media, and then this happens to her.
I still think it's messed up because we're supposed to live in a free country. We're supposed to be able to say whatever you want, and if the person keeps bothering you and telling you about how to do your job when you're trying to explain it to them, and they're saying, I disagree with you stating facts, then they definitely shouldn't lose their job over it.
To be fair, I do agree with you to an extent, but freedom of speech also it only means freedom of persecution for your speech from the government. It technically doesn't mean freedom of consequence from an employer, which isn't entirely, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid because that she got fired because apparently they don't have a social media policy on this stuff.
Yeah.
They have a policy of having a good relationship with their customers and everything, but like you should have a system of steps. You shouldn't just go from 0 to 100 right away on the first instance of somebody acting out of turn like this.
Yeah. And like I said, if it was a matter of she was doing it on company time and all that, then I would understand it. But if it's her own personal thing, they don't have any social media policy or anything like that, and it's her doing it on her personal account during her personal time, who the hell cares what she says? She could say whatever she wants. That's no reason for her to be fired. Which is the point I'm trying to make about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so that was the final story that we had today.
Yep.
So that's it for, I believe that's going to be it for this episode of Super Grapple Bros.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for coming by and watching. Appreciate it. Thanks to Hawkeye KJ for the follow, by the way. Again, thanks to Laserscope. Thanks to Hugo Gonsalves for coming in and joining in the chat. Thank you guys for watching this back on VOD on Twitch. You can watch this live or on VOD on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. You can also watch this on demand on YouTube at youtube.com/elmurpho. You can listen to us on audio form. We're in audio form on various different places. YouTube, by the way, is Real Elmurpho, youtube.com/Real Elmurpho. Audio form on iTunes, SoundCloud. iTunes is also Apple Podcasts, and on Google Play and other places. Search Super Grapple Bros. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe there. Your ratings and reviews mean a lot to us because it allows us to become an officially rated podcast on Apple Podcasts and allows people to actually find us when they search for wrestling, video games, all those kinds of keywords and stuff like that. Do not forget also to join the Discord server. Get involved in the Super Grapple Bros chat. There is a suggestions, topics, questions, kind of just feedback channel there on the Discord server. And there's also the viewer predictions channel as well. So you can do predictions for Extreme Rules that's coming up. Again, taking predictions until the bell rings for the first match of Extreme Rules. And then if you get all of the most amount of matches predicted correctly, you will get a shout out on our review episode, which will be in 2 weeks' time. Again, we are taking a week off next week. And if you get more predictions right than either of us, we'll give you a shout out as well. Do not forget as well, you can email supergrabbros@gmail.com with any kind of questions, trivia, concerns, topics of conversation, feedback, all that good stuff. And last but not least, in addition to the Discord server, if you ever want to know when we're going live, in addition to announcement on the Discord server, as I just said, you can follow us on Twitter. I am L_Murpho.
DMurph_42.
And we always tweet when we're about to go live. So that is how you find out whether or not we're going to go live. Or, just enable notifications whenever we go live on the El Murpho channel on Twitch.
That too.
And so with all that house cleaning done, let's close things out with our kayfabe news article of the episode. Housekeeping. Yeah, whatever. Housekeeping, not house cleaning, whatever. Whatever. I'm tired.
So am I. Kayfabe news article of the week. Kurt Hawkins winning matches on 205 Live as Buddy Murphy. To perform as Buddy Murphy, Kurt Hawkins goes topless, but otherwise leaves his appearance unchanged.
Oh, Jesus. Do they really look that similar?
You tell me.
Oh, my God.
Buddy Murphy's a little bit more jacked.
Yeah, I didn't realize how they're facially with their facial hair and like their face structure and their hair, how similar they look.
Yep.
Wow. The
it's
more
creepy,
you know. Right? Bum, 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 bum. All right. That'll do it, guys. Take care. Until next time in 2 weeks. Peace. Deuces. The deuce. Laters.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now.
Shut up and sit down.